Yeah, I was clearly going through a creative block. We were a few days away from our Thursday night game session. One of our players would be traveling for the next couple of weeks, so we agreed to put his character on the bench and have a side quest adventure in our campaign. That would save our players from the work of creating new characters on one hand, and allow me to leverage the campaign theme and lore to more easily create a short adventure. Sounded like a great idea, but I was wrestling with loose notes and sourcebooks, and absolutely no idea for a one-off adventure would come to my mind. That's when I decided to inspire myself on Stranger Things. Not that I would use Vecna or the Demon Gorgon or Mind Flayers. My insight was to use the same approach of the showrunners, the Duffer Brothers. Just like Quentin Tarantino, what they do best is stealing from existing work pieces. The difference is that the Duffer Brothers exclusively steal from what was produced during the 80s. Yes, Tarantino once said, "I steal from every single movie ever made." If my work has anything, it's that I'm taking from this and that and mixing them together. The Duffer Brothers do the exactly same thing. They're not planting Easter eggs here and there, not at all. Like Tarantino also said, great artists steal, they don't do homages. Truth is, both Quentin Tarantino and the Duffer Brothers are not actually stealing. They're getting inspired by the classics. Stranger Things is an original work piece, but is largely influenced by countless classics. In my opinion, that's one of the main reasons why it's such a success. The Duffer Brothers have literally recycled and reprocessed the 80s pop culture, mixed it all together in a juicer, extracted pulp, and created on top of that. Through that creative process, they have created something remarkable. The Easter eggs are merely the traces and clues left behind for us to behold what they've built. Truth is, us dungeon masters usually do the very same. We get inspired by books, movies, and series to create our NPCs, encounters, and campaign plots. It's not by chance that Stranger Things begins with the kids playing Dungeons and Dragons in the basement.
Wait a minute. Do you hear that? That sound. Boom. Boom. Boom!
Would that be the Duffer Brothers suggesting their creative process is similar to that of a dungeon master? Anyway, that scene is a clear reference to E.T. the Extraterrestrial, where Elliot and the remaining kids are playing D&D and ask for a sausage and pepperoni pizza. It's not by chance that the Hawkins kids also ask for the same pizza flavor for their game session.
And plenty of sausage and pepperonis.
Hey, Nancy, there's a slice left if you want it. Sausage and pepperoni.
That initial take, in which the main characters are presented to us, is full of references and Easter eggs of classic 80s films. Fact is, the classics are a bottomless fount of inspiration. The Cuban Italian writer Italo Calvino beautifully defined what a classic is, that a classic is a book that we've already read countless times by the time we read it for the first time. After all, a book only becomes a classic after it has affected our culture in such a remarkable way that we must have already been in touch with that story through other means, such as films, animations, theater plays, or even other books. That's exactly how I felt when I watched Stranger Things for the first time. It seemed that I had already watched all of that before, or that I was already waiting to watch it for years. I was feeling emotive, nostalgic, and no wonder. The series were drinking from the classic movies of the 80s. All the references were right there, and those movies had deeply marked my childhood and teen years. At the same time, I had a clear sense that I was watching something innovative, fresh, and unique. Every time I have a creative block, as a dungeon master, I remember of Stranger Things. I need not to be oppressed by the blank sheet of paper. After all the stories are already out there. Just like the Duffer Brothers, I need only to extract the pulp of those stories that have had an influence in me and build from them. Sure, why not? On that uninspired night, I opened the Wikipedia page for Jules Verne's bibliography. I must say, I have probably read, a couple of his books? But oh, how many adaptations of his stories I've been in touch with in countless medias, from comics to TV series. Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, From the Earth to the Moon, Around the World in 80 Days. 150 years later, his legacy is alive and kicking in the science fiction and fantasy genres. So yes, I started looking through the bibliography, The Lighthouse at the End of the World. That's a cool name. Let's have a look on its plot summary. Wow, dope! I mean really dope, that could easily become a 2-session adventure. Thursday Night D&D was saved. Of course, I picked and chose some plot points and the ideas started to flow. I mixed in some other stories I liked, added some plots of my own. There we go. Now I had an original adventure full of references from other stories. I recycled and transformed my own cultural baggage in something new, creative, and unique. Along the adventure, at some point, I could see my players raising an eyebrow, as if they had seen something similar before. Oh, you have, my dude. You sure have. That's the whole point.